Hi guys, there's been a bit of a movement with this change career mode sort of stuff. I know it came out on Saturday, but I thought I'd put in my 2 cents. A lot of the guys that I have had a look at have pretty much covered most of the bases, but these are the points that I wanted to bring up. Firstly, I want to start with the gameplay. I think the offside is broken. They haven't scripted that properly in their coding, and you'll know just from playing games, whether it's career mode or whatever, there'll be guys offside, there'll be guys not offside, and it seems that EA can't get the call right. I know that happens in real games, but whatnot, get it sorted. The next point would be the goalkeepers. I like what they've done with the goalkeepers. The new animations and stuff look great, but there are things in place which are just shit. Keepers are running out when you haven't pressed the triangle on the controller. They've almost moved into their own AI sense, and some of the moves that they do are just stupid. So it needs to be addressed. Next thing I want to bring up is custom formations and tactics. Now, I think it was FIFA 12, maybe FIFA 13. There was an option where you could build your custom tactics, which you can do now, but you've got to pick that at the start of the game. In previous versions, you could set the D-pad up to different options of what you wanted. So you could press up on the D-pad and it would completely change your formation, change your tactics and everything. They need to can't even speak. They need to bring that back in. That is something that I would really, really appreciate them doing. As you know, sometimes a game changes. You want to put the foot on the throat and you want to go for broke. You can have a formation set up so that everyone's running forward and you're finding that striker and you're scoring. Another thing I want to bring up is the injuries. Especially in career mode, you will find if you do sim a game or something, sometimes you'll get an injury. Some dude's out for 3 to 4 weeks, sometimes 3 to 4 months, which is fine. That's going to happen. But what about the ones like training injuries and shit? Sometimes you'll get a training injury which you've had no control over their training regime or anything like that. I will touch on this shortly. But you know, the guy gets robbed out for 3 fucking months. What's going on? And you don't have any control over that, so you effectively have to play every single game in hoping that your player doesn't get injured. You know, you get less injuries when you do play the actual games. You get less red cards and yellow cards when you do actually play the game. So there needs to be a balance there between simming and what actually people play like. The next thing I want to bring up is that final 10 minutes of the game. I can understand why that sort of coding is in there, where if you're up 1-0, they're just pushing hard and hard and hard to win a game. But what I'm actually finding now is I can be 2-0 up and the opposition's running off to the corner for 10 minutes, playing with their dicks, and there's no game there to even play. I mean, if you're behind, even if it's 1-0 down, aren't you wanting to get a draw out of it at least? So something really needs to be done there. I can understand again why they're trying to do these things as simulations and such, but it's broken. Fix it. Okay, so that's my gameplay issues. I'll move on to career mode. I would like to see them bring back the My Player career mode where you can actually manage the team. I think it was 2 or 3 years ago they had it in FIFA. And it's just another opportunity for you to play a different style of game. You're playing the My Player series if you enjoy that. You're playing career mode if you enjoy that. Well, the combination of both really worked for me. And when I did try that a few years ago, it's nice to be able to build a side and trade out those shit players that you pass to and they can't score. Otherwise, you just end up building a striker for your My Player and hope that they get the ball to you. And that's it. That's what My Player is. I'd like to see them bring back the customization that we had in even FIFA 14 and FIFA 13, where you could go online, there was the EA Sports site, you could customize your game face, you could customize teams, you could customize kits, you could actually make your own logos, whatever you wanted to do, and then you could bring that into the game. Now I know there's obviously things in place where people are probably doing stupid shit and it's ruined it for everyone, but that's not the case for everyone. Some people enjoy that kind of stuff, and I'll touch on that again shortly. Next, I want to talk about youth scouting. Okay, youth scouting is a big part of the game if you play career mode. The scouting system is a little bit average. You can't scout all the countries that you want to because they're not available yet. You can be the international manager of that club, so go figure that. I mean, you could be the international manager for Wales, which is quite a big football country, but you can't send a youth scout there to pick up some new talent for there. So why the hell are you going to take the Wales job? Why are you even going to be an international manager if you can't, you know, work with your youth scout and your players and try and get a cross collaboration as you would if you were that kind of manager. I would also like to see implemented in regards to youth is a youth competition. So rather than them just sitting in your youth academy, there's some little competition going on, and those players are playing in that competition. Perhaps you can tell them what position they should be playing for that game, and that's it. It's a simulation game. You don't even see what happens. But then the scout comes back and says, all right, this guy you started at striker, he scored 2 goals. He had a marvellous game. Maybe you should look at getting him into the first team. Not this, oh, well, I've sent a scout out and, oh cool, he's got a potential of 94, but we'll scout him for a little bit longer and a month later he's only a 73, and it's just a fucking numbers game. It's fucking stupid. I mean, wouldn't you rather have a youth team? You get a little bit of a report back once a month, or post-game analysis, or some sort of, I don't know, some sort of generated report that comes out and says, this guy played good, this guy's shit, maybe you should look at getting rid of this kid, this guy's the next fucking star of the Champions League, sign him up, he's only 15, get him in your first team. So, you know, there's a lot of room there for what EA should be doing with the game, and they seem to have forgotten a lot about us career mode players. I've been playing career since 97. I've only recently started doing YouTube videos, but you know, I've been playing FIFA for years and years and years, and there's things that need to be implemented that some have and some haven't, and you know, that's what happens. I'd also like to see a players on loan scout. So in your scouting network, maybe you have a scout that goes out and scouts your players on loan. They can give you, you know, same sort of report. He's playing for Wolfsburg. He's out on loan for 3 months. He's played 4 games this month. These were his average scores in regards to rating, and perhaps that's how you get feedback, and that's how you find out if those players on loan are actually worth being out on loan or whether they need to be in your squad. That sort of covers most of the youth stuff. What else did I want to see? Okay, regens probably need to be re-looked at. Why do you have you know, I can see how they do it and how the coding works. Drogba retires, you go through the list, there's Drogba's regen, you know where he comes from. I'm going to sign him up because I know he's going to be a star. Why not have random regens? Why not? Okay. I'd also like to see the export career team and perhaps an export career player. There's a glitch that we can use at the moment to get this to happen. It's a little bit of dicking around. It was in previous versions. You could be playing a career mode. You can, you know, you could spend 15 seasons building this ultimate team of career mode. You've built your rookies up. You've got your Ronaldo in there still. You've got bloody Loris in keeper goals, whatever. You've built this side. It's your baby. What do you want to do? You want to export that so it's sitting there with ease. You can take it online, play against your mates when they come over. You've built this. It's yours. And that's what you want. That's the experience you get out of playing career mode, and this is why it needs to be out there. What else do I want to see? I also want to see a manager rating and achievement system. It would be nice to have some sort of goals. It would make international matches. Maybe you've got achievements in international matches. It would make the game so much more appealing for a career manager. I've got achievements. I've got a list of things that I need to do. Same as you do in the My Player. And maybe this makes you a better manager in the long run. Maybe the higher you're rated as a manager, it gives you the opportunity to hire those better scouts. Rather than paying $7 million for a scout, maybe you need to be at a rating of 90 as a manager, and then you can get yourself a 5-star scout and you pay him his wages. And maybe that's a way you can look at it, at building the profits of the side and going out and being the best manager that you can possibly be. You hire your staff, you hire training staff, and it's not just about the dollars, okay? Training staff, merch staff, scouts, everything. It all comes down to your manager rating. Fuck it. Include the game face. Put the game face on your manager. Let him sit out on the sidelines. Your face is there. It's you. You're really a part of this game. After the game, you have a post-game press conference, and there you are sitting at a table. Maybe there's a couple of questions that can be randomly generated, whatever, depending on the game situation, and you have 3 or 4 different options that you can select, and maybe that gives your team a bit more chemistry. Maybe they're a bit happier by what you've said, or maybe they, you know, go AWOL and don't want to train hard because you've said something and told them that they're all shit. You know, just little bits and pieces that will just entertain career mode that little bit more, okay? Now I want to go on to this is the key moment of my career mode. This is what I want to see. You've got career mode, you've got my player mode, maybe a cross-pollination of both of those can come back, that's fine. What I want to see, franchise mode, okay? You can create a club, you can create a custom strip, you can create a crest, you can do whatever you want with that kit, but maybe it's downloadable content. Maybe you can spend $5 and have another 40 different strip options that you can use, okay? So there's your money, there's your angle. It doesn't have to all be Ultimate Team, all right? Downloadable content. There may be some awesome Adidas strip that you want or something. There it is. It'll cost you 50 cents or something, but you can use it now. I want to see a stadium builder, okay? A lot of us like to start in League 2, and we have that little stadium. It only holds 8,000 people. Well, why not use the revenue that you're gaining from every game, goes into a kitty, and rather than buying a scout or something, you have an option to maybe upgrade the southern tier, and now your capacity moves up to 20,000. And as you move through the careers, you start building the stadium, and if you can make the Premier League or the Champions League, and then all of a sudden you've spent that money, you've got a stadium that holds 100,000 people, and that atmosphere is there. You've built that stadium, that money's coming in because you've got more people there, and that's how you generate more cash. It doesn't all have to be financial takeovers and big fucking oil tycoons. Build the game within the game. Maybe you have sponsorship deals. Maybe those sponsors, I don't know, you sign a 2-year contract, and that upgrades a strip, and bang, there's the sponsor on your jersey for 2 seasons, okay? They pay you a bit of money for that opportunity. It all interweaves, it all interties. That's there for 2 years. 2 years go past, maybe they offer you more money to keep the sponsorship. Maybe you decide to go with someone else. But it just keeps the game moving, You can go 15, 30 seasons, whatever. It turns into a franchise. It's not just, oh, well, I only managed for 15 years. Maybe you hire another head coach after that, but you're still in charge of the franchise as such. I'd also like to see some sort of training facility, which you can upgrade over time as well. You hire better trainers. And what you can do with those trainers is you can say, right, I want the team practicing physicals this week. They need to build their strength. They need to build their core. They need to build their speed. And that's what the team starts progressing in. So those key attributes are increased on that player, say for that month or 3-month period, whatever you decide. But then you also have the option of the intensity of that training. So if you, for instance, say, bang, I want the highest level intensity of training. I want these motherfuckers to absolutely run off their feet, and they're going to grow a lot faster than any other team. But the hindsight of that is maybe you've gone too hard and you start getting injuries, and guys are out for 3 months with a pulled hamstring or something because you've trained them too hard. It's a risk, it's a reward, but maybe it's something you can implement. And that's the same with your youth squad. Maybe you're training the youth just in physicals for 3 months, and they can start building those stats, because at the moment the physicals are pretty much fucked and redundant. You get what you're given and they don't grow. So that's something we need to look at. I'm just ranting now. I think I've covered everything I want, but the main idea of my career mode change is franchise mode. Deal with it. I've been Sparring DK, and that's my change career mode. Hope you listen to me. Hit like, subscribe. Cheers.